Alright, let's now talk about text alignment. Okay, so what is text alignment? As the name implies, text alignment is used to align our text, in which we use four properties. The alignment properties are left, right, aligned, centered, or justified. Okay, so the text is left aligned by default. We can move the text to the right side or to the center, and we can also justify it. Alright, so let's see how this works in VS Code. Okay, so let me first use the P tag and write lorem in it. Then I'll write 20 words in it and copy and paste the tag 4 times. And here you go. Now I'll assign a class to these paragraphs. So I put para1, para2, para3, para4. Then I add the style tags inside the head tag. I'll use the universal selector that we saw in the previous lectures. I reduce the margin and padding to 0. Then I'm gonna put the dot here to specify the class. Then here inside para1 I write text align left. Now I'll copy paste the path and check the output, and as you can see all the text is on the left side. Now I want the first para on the left, the second para on the right, and the third one in the center. So I'll copy and paste this. Then I change the alignment of para 3 to center and para 2 to the right side. And here you go, we have our output. Now let's talk about justified alignment. So here I write lorem, then I'll write text align left, width 300 pixels. Now I'll add some content in this paragraph, and as you can see the alignment is not good. Some lines are longer and some are shorter, so to solve this, we'll use the justified text alignment. I'll change the alignment to justify right here, text align justify. I save my file and I then refresh the page, and here you go, it's perfect now. All lines are equal in length, and yeah, that's great. Alright, I hope that the text alignment concepts are clear to you now. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this lecture, and now on to the next one. Okay, so we use text decoration to decorate any text in CSS. You might be thinking why I'm saying text decoration. So let's take some properties of text decorations and see how it works. Alright, if I wanna decorate the text by underlining them, so I'll write underline. If I wanna have some wavy lines in text decorations, then I'll use wavy. In wavy we have to use underline or line through. Line through is basically used to cut the written text. The line will pass through over a word. Another property for text decoration is none. In none, the text is of blue color and it gets underlined by default HTML. So to apply the property, you can write like none in the text decoration. Now I'll go to my VS Code to show you some practical stuff, like how it works in practice. Alright, so you can see that I'm in my VS Code. First of all, I'll make an A tag, and there I'll type home page and save it. You can see that the text has been displayed. After using the A tag, I'll use text decorations as none. By using the none property, the text will remove the underline. If I desire to make the text underline as wavy, I'll use the wavy property and save it. If I want to make it line through, it can be done like this. You can see after saving, the text has a line through it. Now, if you want the line through to be underlined, then you can do it as above. So that's how we decorate the text in the HTML, like in HTML text. You can also do it like this. Now let's move on to the H1 tag. So I'm writing hello. This is hello. This text is underlined. So I'm going to use the structure of the anchor tag here. That is the text underline. I'm going to save it, and you can see the result. Okay, so I hope that you have understood the way we utilize text decoration property for decorating the text in different ways. Alright, and now on to the next lecture. Alright, let's now talk about text transformation. So when it comes to text transformation, we have three main properties here. The first one is uppercase, in which all the text is capitalized. Then we have the lowercase, in which the text is in small letters. And lastly, we have the capitalize option, in which the first letter of any word is capital letters. Alright, so let's now move on to VS Code and see how all of this works in action. Alright, so let me first use the H1 tag and write hello world. Then I use the P tag and write lorem in it. And here you go. Then I'll use the A tag and write this is a page. As usual, I copy the path. I go to my browser, I paste it, and here you go, we have our output. So now I want the H1 tag in uppercase and the lorem paragraph in lowercase. So for the A tag, we'll use the capitalize property. So let's go back and use these properties. Now I'll write H1, then I write text transform uppercase. I'll copy this twice, then I'll do the same for the P tag and the A tag. So for lorem, we're going to put it in lowercase, and for the A tag, let's use the capitalized property. So yeah, we'll use the capitalized property for the A tag. Let's save it and we check the output. Here you go, we have the output. As expected, the uppercase property was applied on the first element, which is hello world. Then lowercase for the second element, then the capitalized property for the third element. Okay, now let's add some random text here in the A tag. So like this is a capital property. I'll save it, and as you can see, the first letter of each and every word is capitalized, so it's in capital letters. Alright, I hope that the text transformation properties in CSS are super clear to you by now, and that's pretty much it for this lecture. And now on to the next one. Alright, let's now talk about the text spacing property in CSS. So in simple terms, text spacing is just a part of text formatting. It allows us to give space between the text. For example, whenever we visit a website, we can see that some text has larger spaces and some they have lesser spaces, like smaller spaces. So to do these adjustments, we'll need to use some properties in CSS. This will help us adjust the spaces between the text. The first property is text indent. It will specify the points from which the text will start. Next, we have text spacing. It will define how much space is needed between a block of text. Lastly, we have word spacing. This will specify how much space is needed between different words in a sentence. Alright, let's now move to VS Code and see how all these properties work in practice. Okay, so first of all, I'll use the P tag. I write lorem inside of it. I save it. Then I'll write another paragraph and write lorem of 20 words in it. Next, I'll use an H3 tag and write this is a dummy text for text spacing. I'll save this file. Okay, now I'll give an ID to this paragraph. I write para1. Then I go to the style tag and write hashtag para1. Okay, so before we continue with styling, let's check the output. And here you go. This is how our output looks like. Okay, now we'll use the text indent to style the first paragraph, then letter spacing to the second text, and then we'll use the word spacing property for the third text. So I'll write text indent 30 pixels here, And here you go, this is how the output looks like. As you can see, the text is starting from a distance of 30 pixels. So let's increase it now to 100 pixels. And here you go, you see the space has increased as well. All right, now for the next paragraph, we'll use the word spacing property and write word spacing 20 pixels. And here you go. As you can see, the space between the words is now 20 pixels. Lastly, let's use the letter spacing property on the H3 element. So let's put here letter spacing 20 pixels. Let's check the results. And as you can see, the space between each letter is now 20 pixels. So yeah, like that's too much. I'll decrease it to 3 pixels for now. And here you go. The line spacing is now much better. All right. And now on to the next lecture. All right, let's now talk about the CSS font family property. So the font family is used to change the style and font of the text. There are three main ways of using fonts that we will discuss. First, we can import the fonts from Google and link them to our website. All of this inside of VS Code. The second method is to download different fonts from Google and use them on our website. Third, we can also use basic fonts that are stored in the browser by default. Alright, so let's now move on to VS Code and explore these properties in detail. Okay, so here I'll use the P tag and write lorem. Then I'll use the H1 tag and write hello world. Next, I'll use the anchor tag and write this is a page. I'll save the file. Now I'll select the paragraph in order to style it. Okay, I write here font family. So here, as you can see, we have a lot of font styles that are stored here by default and which we haven't downloaded. So I'll use this font style. Just click on it. Here we're using 3 font families which are suitable for different types of browsers. For example, if the first font family, Courier New, is only working on Google and it's not working in Opera, the second font family, Courier, will be used. So now if browser doesn't support the second one as well, it will use the third font family, Monospace. Okay, next, if the browser supports neither of them all, then it will use the default font. Okay, let me now use the H1 selector and pick the font family. I'll do the same with the anchor tag. Alright, so we picked a font family for each of the elements. But before seeing the impact, let's comment these styling lines. I'll now go to the browser to see the default fonts. If you want to check the font family of a text, you will simply have to click on F12, then select the cursor here. Next, we hover over our desired text, and here you go, we can clearly see the font family. Alright, let's now uncomment the styling of our 3 elements. We go back to our browser, we refresh the page, and we can see the output. To make sure that what we wrote in the code is clearly reflected here, let's select this cursor here. So we hover over the elements, and as expected, we have our desired fonts. As you can see, all 3 texts have different font families. So this text is in Courier New, the second is in Lucida Sans, and the third is in Georgia. And all of them are working perfectly. Okay, so this is how you can use the basic font families. Now, if we want to use some unique fonts, we'll go to Google and search for Google Fonts. We'll open the website, and as you can see, we have a variety of font families in front of us. All right, now, if I want to select this one, then I'll go here and I click on select this style. And as you can see, the font family is selected. You can either use the link or import. Both processes are the same. So the simple difference is that the import function is used in the style sheet while the link is pasted in the head tag. The process of pasting the link is much easier, but I'll show you how to import it as well. So you have to copy this link, go back to VS Code, and you'll have to paste it into the style sheet. Now, if I want to apply this font family to my entire website, instead of these 3 font families that we used before, we can do that by pasting this font family in the universal selector right here. Always remember, whenever you want any property to work on the entire website, you must use a universal selector. Now, I'll refresh the page and okay, you can see that it's not working. Why is it not working? Simply because we have assigned different font families to these texts. So let's solve this problem. I'll go back and comment the font families I gave previously. A simple way of doing that is to select the font family properties, then press Alt. I'll save the file. I check the output in my browser, and here you go. As you can see, it's now working perfectly. Okay, let's now see how we can download the fonts and use them. I'll go to the Google Fonts website and press the download family button here. There is one thing you have to remember. You'll need to keep your downloads closer to the index file, so keep it close to the index file. So the font family is downloaded and you can see it here in front of you. My folder is named Web Fonts. Okay, let's now go back to VS Code and remove the import link. Then I'll write at font face, paste this font family and write the name of the folder, which is Web Fonts. So it's simple. I'll paste the file name here, I save the file, then I go to my browser to check the output, and here you go. As you can see, the font family is working. If I remove the font face, it will still work because the font family has been downloaded. But if I remove it from here and paste it into the paragraph, you can see only the font of the paragraph specified changes. Now, if I copy and paste it from all elements, you can see that it's been applied on all elements. So this is basically how we use the font family on our website. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for this lecture, and now on to the next one. Icons have a major impact on the website and make it more attractive. Icons help us communicate different concepts and ideas. Okay, so let me explain icons in detail. So here I'm in my browser. I'll go there and open a website called fontawesome.com. Now, there are 2 ways to use fonts from this website. We can either download the file or use the CDN link. I'll first teach you how to use the CDN link. So first of all, you will write your email address here and click on create and use this kit. Then you will receive a verification email, after which they'll provide you with a CDN link. In case you don't receive the link, you can use the link in the source code attached with this course. Alright, so since I have the CDN link in my possession, I don't need to go through this process. But if you've never done this before, just complete the email verification and you'll be good to go. Okay, so I'll click on the icons and you can see that you have both dark colored icons as well as gray colored ones. Icons can be used for free, but those which are in light color have a paid version. So we don't need them for now. I'll simply pick a random icon. Let's say this one. Okay. Now I'll copy this HTML link. I go to my VS Code and paste it there. Okay, so now I copy paste the path and I check the output. And as you can see, no icon has been displayed. No icon is displayed on the website because I need a link tag for it to work properly. Okay, so what is a link tag? When we don't have any source and we bring it from somewhere and we need to attach it to the web page. We use the link tab. So first of all, I'll copy the CDN link. Here, the CDN link will be used instead of the link. So I've I already have a CDN link, I can use it. This is the CDN link that I can use. I've copied my CDN link, and this is a kind of it's a type of CDN link in script form. So yeah, okay, so I got this in my email, and yeah, I just need to copy it. All right, so I'll provide this in my source code. If you don't get a CDN link, like we'll learn how to download it as well. So now I've copied the CDN link. I'll save it, and now I'll go to my browser and I'll refresh the page, and as you can notice, a small icon is appearing here. All right, so let's now use another icon. So I want to use this one right here. I'll copy the link and paste it into my VS Code right here. Keep in mind that we only need one script tag for all the icons. And here you go, we have our output. So now I want to increase the size and change the color. So I'll go to style sheet and write the class name.fas. Then I'll write color yellow and save it. And as you can see, the icon is now in yellow. We can also increase its font size. So I'll write font size larger and save it. The size has not increased a lot. Let me fix this. I'll change it to 50 pixels. And here you go. You can now see the result. Okay, so now I'll use the second class with the name .fab. I'll write font size 100 pixels. And as you can see, the size of the icon is 100 pixels. Okay, so now if I want to give it some colors, I'll write color wheat, and we can also give it a border. So I'll write border 2 pixels, solid green, and here you go. You can see the border around the icon. So now I want to give some background color. I'll write background color green, and here you go. All right, we'll download the icons now. So click on the download button here. I'll click on free for web. Okay, so you can see that I already downloaded this, so no need to do it again. All right, now I'll delete this link, and as you can see, the icons have disappeared. Okay, let me now use my downloaded file and paste it into the link tag. I'll select a folder with the name Font Awesome. Then I'll select another folder in which there is a CSS file with the name all.css. Okay, I select that, I save it, and as you can see, the same icons are displayed on the website. So this is how you download the icon. You first go to the Font Awesome folder, select the CSS file, and click on the all folder. All right, so that's pretty much it for now. And now on to the next lecture.